Die, we're finally in canon material again! Except this canon material references the filler material, meaning the filler material might be canon too.
No, that just means you didn't feel like wasting your time.
Oh.
Except also they made off any comments like, or maybe not, who knows?
Well, it's finally time to talk about the Arrancar arc, or Arrancar.
Or the Dark Tournament arc. I mean, it takes up most of the anime.
Yep. So, episodes 110 to 125, the first chunk of it, so this doesn't go too long. Arrancars and Visoreds. Oh, I'm sorry, Visoreds, according to the commentaries on the Blu-rays. Come on, guys,
Yeah.
they say Visoreds in English. Right in front of you.
You know what would be real awkward? If you were to name your PSN or Xbox profile after that and spell it the wrong way.
We did know someone who did that. Well, first though, to get something out of the way, it's about Afro Man, the Soul Reaper in charge of Katakuta Town. Apparently in that really bad filler episode that we hated all so much from the Bound arc, it was actually Terrence Stone voicing him. I'd harp on how we got something wrong for the second time, but to be fair, it was in potentially one of the worst, if not the worst episode of Bleach, hands down. So,
Yes.
yeah. But that doesn't matter, because now he's Kirk Thornton.
He has a new permanent voice.
Kirk Thornton again! Yay!
Also, when looking this guy up, he's apparently a member of Squad 13.
I don't... This... Wow. Ukitake, what idiots do you let in your squad?
Well, you see, we got some... You know what, never mind. I'm not gonna pick on the third seats.
I'm sure life does that enough for them. Okay.
You know, it would be really awkward if there were lieutenants that shared that same type of position.
Anywho, though, so yeah, we got Mr. Afro Man. I'm thinking they said his name this time, but who the hell cares? It's Afro Man. That's what we're calling him. We got him wrong, and well, we'll admit we fucked up, but it's only getting 2 off for a course of 110 plus episodes in one film so far. Let's see if we can keep that up. And then watch we get every single one of them wrong going forward.
It'd be quite impressive if if they put all their own names on the wiki,
or the cast list or whatever, or even in the translated credits after the end of each episode.
But some people go under aliases.
Aliens indeed, die. Aliens indeed.
Aliens and assholes.
Okay. So where we last left off, each gun them are back in the world of the living. Also, you get some weird ASMR at the beginning of this episode with Grand Fisher moaning. So for those who are into some Paul St. Peter ASMR, this is the ep for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not going to be important. Oh, and Ichigo's school is a new transfer student. Because of course it does. And
so
we're finally
that guy
here.
From the end of the last episode.
Yeah, his name is Shinji. And it's Roger Craig Smith, like we said before, or Alpha Daddy Boulder Puncher Chris Redfield.
Or the only worthwhile filler mod soul.
Yep. Oh, he's there, and he wants to talk to Ichigo about love or something, I don't know.
He's also kind of an idiot. We'll get to that.
yes, he is. I mean, he also keeps making comments about when he's in class, he wants to sit next to a hot chick, because, yeah, he's that kind of tool. You can't steal Cone's position, asshole.
Cone's a mod soul, and mod souls don't matter unless you're Nova.
Well, later on, Ichigo senses hollow stuff, so he puts Cone in his body and tells Cone not to get arrested, because Cone admits it might be doing some unseemly things in his body. This actually sounds like Cone.
Yeah.
And
like
Ichigo rushes off after
Soul
Hollow Man.
Society. Wait, what?
Yeah, like falling for traps at Soul Society. I feel your pain, Cone, I understand.
He knows all too well.
But when Ichigo rushes out there, he runs into our friend Shinji, who, yeah, surprise, surprise, has his Zanpakuto of his own, and is calling himself a member of the Visored organization, which we find out there's only like 8 people. Is that really an organization?
Also, the description they keep giving these guys just makes them sound like they're a dangerous organization and make them sound edgy as fuck. Yeah.
You get Urahara monologuing to, we'll get to this in a second, but when he's monologuing, it's about how dangerous they are, which it's Urahara, so he could be a trolling dick, because, well...
I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah.
Or his poor foresight on what they would eventually turn into.
Well, it's okay, because Grand Fisher's back now, even stronger than before, because he rips a hole into the sky. And he's chasing Cone, thinking Cone is Ichigo, because Grand Fishers can't tell the difference with voices, or mannerisms, I guess. You all remember Grand Fisher, that hollow...
He looks like an Ichigo, he has the hair of an Ichigo, he must be... no, wait, what?
Yeah, so... Grand Fisher was that hollow that killed Ichigo's mom that Ichigo beat the shit out of, like, over 100 episodes ago now. You know, where the other Kirk Thornton Soul Reaper was introduced, Saido. So I'm gonna actually go with my headcanon here. I think Saido, when he got back, they yelled at him for failing, and made him move to Squad 13. Yeah, and then he changed his appearance because he was so ashamed. And now he's back again, basically. What? It makes the most sense. I'm going with it.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Kirk over there, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. After 110 episodes...
Oh yeah, we finally have a narrator now.
After 110 episodes...
Maybe it's Afro Man narrating, and we're seeing everything from his perspective. He's the everyman watching this unfold.
He's not even doing the silly Afro Man voice. Stop, you can't even say that.
Okay, fine. Maybe it's the Bounty voice. Maybe he survived too and is watching this. I mean, he liked sitting in the corner watching like a cuck the whole time before with his doll.
He was eaten by his own golem.
But anyway, so yeah, we have a narrator Kun now for some reason. It's whatever. But yeah, so Grand Fisher's chasing Ichigo, or Cone.
Even though he just narrates recaps.
Well, it's in this part, though, where the mod souls show up again. You're happy, aren't you, buddy?
Can we just kill him off? Can we just kill him off and pretend only Nova exists? I guess Cone too. I mean, Rukia needs a punching bag.
Well, yeah, so Leary, Nova, and Kuroda are here, and they agree to help Cone, and I love Cone's like, what the hell are you gonna do? You're useless!
That's not nice, Cone. Nova's the only one not useless.
Oh, he reluctantly accepts their help, and they all work together to do something they should have done during their own arc.
Can we always kill off Kuroda?
I'm for that one. So yeah, Kuroda transforms into Ichigo and even mimics Johnny Bosch's voice here? Which, could he do that before when he was Renji?
No,
Yeah.
He was not a Wallace.
Alright. So, yeah, meanwhile...
I got, you can maybe Lyrian's illusion.
Yeah, because Lyrian used her illusions too to make Grand Fisher think he was seeing things.
Wait, no. Then again, when she was fucking, when Orihime's brother. He did mimic the voice then, too.
Okay, yeah. And he mimicked Orihime. Alright, so I guess he can change his voice. Alright.
He just chose not to for Renji.
Well, we'll
he
let
can
it pass.
selectively mimic the voice.
We'll let it pass here, but yeah.
He's useless like that.
And Nova's teleporting him around while he's trying to fight Grand Fish, and Lirin's using her illusion. It's like, wow, you three are working together somewhat, which, you know, if these three did this against Yoshi and the Balnark, she'd be dead. Tell me she could stand up to this.
You can throw a rock at Yoshi and she'd die.
But of course, it's Grand Fish here, and we gotta show off how powerful he's become now that he's in Arrancar. We'll get to that in a minute. And yeah, they're made into a joke. So he starts chasing Cone again. Meanwhile, Uryu, who by the way still doesn't have his powers, shows up to fight his own Hollow.
Well, he's attacked by a Hollow. I mean, surprise Hollow out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it can regenerate or something. What tools is he even using here?
I don't know. They're like blocks filled with reishi.
Yeah, he said he had those tools before.
Also, gotta add to the arm counter.
Yep. But this...
Even if it does grow back.
This is when Uryu's dad shows up and kills the Hollow like it's nothing, revealing he was a Quincy the whole time! Oh man, I am shocked Uryu is not the last Quincy and his dad was a Quincy too.
Yeah, who could have seen that coming?
And his dad is Michael McConaughey, again.
Still.
Yeah, he was him in the back, or flashback too, so...
I think we pretty much already went over that before, but might as well do it again.
Yeah, so... It's him here, yet for some reason, when Uryu keeps having flashbacks of his grandfather, it went from being David Lodge to Liam O'Brien? We mentioned that in the Balnark too,
because his grandfather wanted a theme song.
Damn it, Infinite. Anyway, so, yeah. Ichigo's fucking Shinji over there. It's like, I don't want to join your club. I don't need you. And Shinji's like, please join our club. We really want you, Ichigo. We love you. That's what I got from that conversation.
Come on, they don't take me seriously. I need this win.
Yeah, so... Uryu's dad, though, is talking to him saying, I could get your Quincy powers back for you. But in exchange, you can't deal with Soul Reapers ever again.
No.
Wonder how Uryu's gonna loophole this one. And if anyone, I dare say, wait, is that a spoiler? He's one of the main characters and part of Ichigo's group. Ichigo's a Soul Reaper. Of course he's gonna find a loophole for it. Come on.
Yeah. He didn't say anything about orange-haired Soul Reapers. So you could easily loophole it.
But anyways, yeah, so Uryu considers the offer, while also thinking, how come Granddaddy didn't tell me Daddy was also a Quincy? And I thought you wanted nothing to do with Quincy's, Dad! I thought you gave up your powers. I never said I gave up my powers. I chose my words carefully. I just said there's no profit in it. When did I say I wasn't a Quincy? You're an idiot, Uryu.
Yeah.
Which, yes, in all fairness, no, that's not a plot hole. He did legit say there's no profit in it, and that's it. He never once said, I'm not a Quincy, or anything like that.
I mean, he said there's no profit in it like 3 times, because we love spamming that backflash.
Yeah. But now it's time to go back to Grand Fisher and wrap this whole thing up with that. So Koen's about to be killed when Ichigo's daddy shows up. Turns out he's a Soul Reaper too.
Yeah.
And, yeah, this is why we mentioned during the whole Grand Fisher fiasco from last time, remember it's an important detail, Ishin, or Ichigo's dad, whatever you want to call him, was not there during that whole fiasco. He was gone. He wasn't in that area.
The grave.
Yeah.
The grave.
And also he knows about Koen and even says, did I ever once call you Ichigo when you were in that body?
Probably not.
pretty sure he didn't, but I think we've only seen them interact when he was in that body, like, once.
I could recognize voices. You're not a JYP, you're a Queen.
Also, my son's nowhere near that pervy. He's not like me. What? Never mind. So, yeah, Grand Fisher's like, bitch, do you know what I am? I'm in a Arrancar, and he unleashes a Zonpak toe. Yes, hollows with Zonpak toes. What is this world coming to?
Yeah. I mean, look at him. He's even wearing clothes. The nerve.
Yeah, and this is when we get our explanation on Arrancars. Basically, they're hollows that obtain the power of Soul Reapers by tearing off their masks, so they can become more human-like. And Arrancar literally roughly translates from Spanish to English to tear.
Yes, the Spanish Armada has invaded.
Yeah, so I guess we could talk about this here. Kubo, with his writing, likes to take inspiration from all forms of cultures, as you couldn't tell with the Quincy's being German, Soul Society being Japanese, and now the Arrancars or Hollows being the Spanish. And, I mean, it does work.
Also, as well established later, they all wear inverted Soul Reaper clothes, just like Hollow Ichigo.
Yep. But yeah, so this doesn't his Zanpakuto just make him bigger for Grand Fisher?
Yeah, it makes him big, giant guy, I guess.
Yeah. And he's laughing. Haha, my dick. I mean, my sword is much bigger than yours. Yes. And Ishin explains that Soul Reapers, once they reach the rank of captain, can control the size of their Zanpakuto. Otherwise, they'd be swinging skyscrapers around. And he basically one-shots Grand Fisher. Yeah. Implying that, yes, he was at the level of captain. I wonder if we'll learn more on that later. Probably not.
It seems like a minor plot point. Let's ignore it.
Anyway. Wonder how many people took us seriously with that. So yeah, Urahara shows up and Ishin's the one he has the conversation with about the Visoreds. It seems like they approached Ichigo. They're dangerous though. They're an unpredictable organization of 8 people.
They're as dangerous as a fly on the wall.
And yeah, Urahara tells all the mod souls, or just Cone, I guess, if you're a canon purist, to not mention Ishin being a Soul Reaper to anyone, because it would complicate things for Ichigo. Ichigo, on the other hand, senses the spiritual pressure of his daddy kicking Grand Fisher's ass, doesn't know who it's coming from, and is like, I gotta go see! And leaves Shinji alone.
Rejected again. Such is life for Shinji.
Yeah. Well, that's when we get to the next day at school, because obviously when Ichigo arrives, there's no one there. Meaning he got rejected too.
Oh, this part?
What?
What?
Which part? What do you mean? You mean with
Nothing.
Shinji?
No.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
I know, I was thinking of the next one.
Yeah, with Ichigo and Shinji. Shinji's like, I'm not giving up on you, silly, just because of our spat from last night. You're gonna become part of our club. Oh, and if you don't, that hollow inside you will end up killing you. I'm sure you can sense him slowly taking over.
Oh, is that all?
Hence why we were bringing up the fact that the Bount arc actually had that, showed it slowly progressing over time.
Yeah. But it also had the animation problem for using the Black Getsuga. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. But hey, we get to meet the second Visored! I know you're happy, Dai.
Is it because you get to bring up your favorite show?
My favorite show? What?
Yeah.
Oh, Yeah. So now we get to meet Hiyori, or Violent Tsundere, because we haven't had any of those in Bleach, right?
Nope.
She's voiced by Laura Cody, or she was Mio and Noeen. She was Okami in Castle in the Sky in the '89 dub. I didn't even know that movie had multiple dubs.
Yeah.
And just for all of you, she was Crowley in Bible Black, the New Testament. Why are so many people in this damn dub?
You're welcome. He couldn't wait to bring it up to you.
So yes, whenever you all watch Bible Black, and I know some of you do, just remember, that's Hiyori.
People watch that?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Alright, they just don't admit it. That they're watching it right now.
Well, hey, Orihime and Chad are there questioning Shinji and Hiyori, because Hiyori's yelling at Shinji for being an idiot, not recruiting Ichigo fast enough. And Orihime's like, what the hell's wrong with Ichigo? He seems really unhinged, even more so than usual. And yeah, Hiyori goes on a kick about wanting to beat the hell out of Orihime and Chad because of how annoying they are, because she hates humans or something. This does not get brought up much again later, so I feel Kubo hadn't fully fleshed out what he wanted to do with the Visoreds yet.
Yeah. I know, really, how edgy Uehara was making them sound. He didn't flesh them out yet. No, really.
But Shinji grabs Hiyori and runs off, stopping her from doing that, with her yelling, I just wanted to kill them a little, not all the way.
Yeah, sure.
And Shinji actually making sense here, saying, you want us to recruit Ichigo to the Visoreds, yet you want to kill two of his best friends. You're not very smart.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dumb and dumber.
Of course, Ichigo at home is, very emo, because he keeps hearing the voice of crazy Hollow JYB in his head.
Yeah. Oh wait, this time he's actually emo, and not people saying he's emo when he's not.
Yeah.
What?
But now, we got more Hollows attacking! It's time to get Arrancar sexy with Yami. Yami is, well, ironically enough, the Yamcha of the group, or as some fans compared him to Nappa from DBZ.
You mean the big idiot?
The big idiot who's kind of a joke. And he's also with Ukiura, who, even if people who haven't seen Bleach, I'm sure have seen this asshole somewhere online with how popular he is.
So popular that he's apparently listed as part of the main cast.
So Yami is voiced by Paul St. Peter. Good thing Grant Fisher just died, or this would have been stupid.
It's still stupid. It was just a few episodes later.
Actually, we should bring up on that with Grant Fisher real quick. I don't know, Ishin killing him, I kind of feel mixed on, because weren't they building up Ichigo swearing to get revenge for his mom against Grant Fisher 100 episodes back?
We forgot about that.
But Ishin killing him also makes thematical sense, because he even admits he wants to get justice for his wife's killer and all that.
And it works, I guess. It would kind of detract from the rest of the arc anyway, so get it out of the way now. Make it a minor subplot. Sure.
But now for
because
sexy
as we
fangirl
established at early on, this arc goes on and on and on, like the Dark Tournament.
But Ukiura, man, he's Tony Oliver again.
He's doing a different voice. It's not
Yeah.
like he voiced 100 people, and like some people. people in this show.
We've got more repeats coming up, don't worry, for those of you that love those. But yeah, so Tony Oliver's back. Or Lupin. And yeah, of course they come out in the middle of a crater and everyone is surrounding them. Hey, what is going on here? And Yami, being the big dumb idiot's like, I can't stand people looking at me, and blows everyone up.
He doesn't blow everyone up, he gives them the sucks.
Same thing. Yeah, he sucks out their souls. Your soul is mine.
Of them and everyone within the current portion of the town.
Ukiura even points out, though, that they're not looking at you, you idiot. They can't even see us.
He calls him an idiot like 10 times throughout the course of this episode.
Yeah, you find out they're here on a mission from Lord Aizen, looking for someone. Oh, and also Tatsuki's here. But she survived, because she has some spiritual pressure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and earlier on we didn't mention that she could see the ghosts and stuff, so she's been seeing Ichigo running out of the school as a Soul Reaper.
I think we did mention that during the Orihime thing, she could see the hollow.
A little bit. Now she can fully see the stuff.
Yeah. I love how Yami asks Ukiura if, he's like, is she the one we need? And Ukiura just goes, you idiot, she can't even move, she's crushed by your presence with how powerful you are.
Oh yeah, thanks Vegeta.
Yeah, people could consider this dynamic similar to Nappa and Vegeta from DBZ, and it really shows. But right before Yami can kill Tatsuki is when Chad and Orihime show up. And it goes about as well as you'd expect. I mean, Chad gets fucking dominated.
Chad almost gets his arm cut off, but he just gets a little tiny cut on his shoulder. What a bitch.
Yeah, he's got to join the club, man. I mean, Mayuri's the president of it with how many arms he's lost.
He's lost the same arm.
4 times.
4 times. I swear if it's the same arm even more times.
Oh, I hope it is. But that's when Ichigo shows up. Which is funny, because it's right after he had a conversation with Karin saying...
He's here to give Yami a hand. Add to the counter.
Yeah, he cuts off Yami's arm. Oh, speaking of which, we should also mention Karin says, I know you're a Soul Reaper, Ichigo, to him. And before they can talk about that is when Ichigo senses Yami's presence. It's like, sorry, we'll have to talk later. I've got stuff to do.
I got stuff to do. Go run around with Don Kanoji. Yeah, so... Yami's arm gets sliced off right away by Ichigo. It's like, what? My hand! And then he asks Ukiura if that's him, and Ukiura's like, yes, finally, you ask this every time someone showed up. This is him. Still an idiot, though.
Yeah, and Ichigo goes Bankai, but this doesn't go very well. And no, not because Yami's strong. Yami kind of sucks and might have lost here. It's because Ichigo's hollow gets in the way.
Yeah, Ichigo's distracted.
Yeah, his hollow says, let me take over. No, this is my body. You're not taking over. Oh, okay, then I'll just make sure you can't move out of the way from the attacks.
Yeah.
So, Yami, yes, probably only one here because Ichigo couldn't move. Because as we demonstrated, Ichigo was kind of keeping up with Yami and even mopping the floor with him in the beginning. Cut off his arm. I mean, you gotta love how Ukiura is just standing back watching. I bet he finds this hilarious. But that's when Urahara and Yoruichi show up, and... yeah, Yoruichi beats the hell out of Yami. And it gets to the point where Ukiura and Yami are forced to retreat. Well, I say forced, but Ikiura just makes a comment saying none of you are worth killing. You're all way weaker than I expected.
Yukior keeps calling people that weak trash. That's his thing.
Yep. I mean, he is a Tony after all. And we all know Tony is fangirl bait in these shows. Especially you, Eric and God Eater. I'll always miss Eric. He was a good man.
Well, good thing those ogre tails are so badass.
Yeah, but now, we have the Soul Reaper force that arrived! We've got Hitsugaya, we've got Rangiku, we've got Ikaku, we've got Yumichika, and we've got Renji. And this is where we were saying that you need to have watched the Bount arc, because when Ichigo goes to school the next day, they're all, Ikaku and them are yelling at Renji saying, hey, you've been here before, you know where his school is, take us there. Also, for some reason, Ikaku has a wooden sword in his pants, woof. Because he can't go anywhere without his sword.
Yeah, must be a Squad 11 problem.
I mean, they go on about how shit the school uniforms are in the world of the living, but didn't they have to wear uniforms in their academy?
That was then, this is now.
I mean, with what we find out about Ikaku, did he even go to Soul Reaper Academy?
No.
Yeah, so maybe he was the one bitching about it, so I don't know. But, yeah. They go to Ichigo's class, and of course Keigo is made into a joke and no one likes him. Poor Yuri Lowenthal, poor Yosuke. He tries hitting on Rangiku, and that goes about as well as expected.
Yeah, he gets Yosuke'd. Rejected by life.
Oh, and Hitsugaya keeps getting mistaken for an elementary schooler, and he gets really mad at that.
Yeah.
And that's when they all have a meet-up in Ichigo's room. Yeah.
Oh no, you're jumping orders.
Go on. Alright, go on.
Did you forget? Because we're still in the classroom, so that's when... Oh, it's only been a few episodes, Rukia's back.
Oh yeah, she did show up here, that's right. Let's shut up at his place, guess not.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just watched it. I'm gonna smack you.
Anyway, yeah. And Rukia gets on Ichigo's case for being emo.
Then she uses the Soul Reaper gloves and drags him out of his body.
Yep, and throws him at a hollow.
Yeah. Ichigo tossing, the only way to cheer.
And she basically tells him, you need to get up and fight that hollow. Stop being a bitch. Or are you afraid that the hollow inside you will eat you up? Which, I gotta ask, how did she know about the hollow in him?
I mean, with how many times that hollow had taken over, I'm pretty sure everyone probably has noticed. It happened during the Byakuya fight.
Yeah, but she was with Renji at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it works. And maybe during the Cardia fight, they saw the black Getsuga, which, totally wasn't black the rest of the arc, guys! The anime stood the fuck up. Yeah, so Ichigo's afraid to fight because every time he does, the hollow gets closer and closer to taking him over.
So Rukia had to talk the emo out of him.
Yeah, and this is when they have a fuck in his room. I mean, a meetup, yeah. Oh, and we should mention that Cone still has that freaking Quincy symbol on the back of his head from the Bound arc.
from the
post-credit scene in the Bound arc.
Post-credit scene.
Yeah, they even kept it in the movie.
Which, if you were watching on, I guess, Toonami back in the day, most of those weren't there.
Yeah, so... now that I think about it, yeah, they must have fucked up there, because Conan, that means magically showed up with a symbol on the back of his head. Like, nothing. I mean, I guess you could have assumed with how Uryu turned Conan to a case for some of his tools by opening up his stomach, that Uryu sewed that to him anyways. But still. But yeah, so Conan still has that symbol on the back of his head. Which means it's canon. Oh, and also, Conan gets punched for hitting on Rangiku also. Because of course he does.
Yeah, that's his thing.
And yeah, this is when everyone starts talking about the Arrancars, Ukiura and Yami, going on about how, well, those ones are very, very powerful. And they give us the explanation on the class of Menos. Or the ones that are technically above Menos, I guess. Since Menos are mindless.
Menos are just fodder.
Yeah.
You can tell by their penis noses.
Yeah, there's the Gillian, the Adhuches, and the Vostogordes. Which, that third one is what Ukiura and Yami are.
Air quotes for the Yami part.
Yeah, and I love how Hitsuga's like, if it turns out Aizen has more than 10 of these in his army, then we're probably going to be fucked, because they're really powerful. And then it just cuts to Ukiura and Yami showing up to give the report on what they saw, and Aizen's like, tell us what you found in front of your 20 brothers. Yeah, there's only 10 in the top positions, so I don't know how there's 20 unless Aizen don't know how to math.
Unless Aizen's counting the fodder.
It probably is. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I guess there's 20 of them in that room.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I mean, since we're here in the room and we're gonna have to introduce other people at this point, might as well.
Well, the only ones we hear talk here...
Might as well go over the ranking system.
Yeah, so the top 10 are called the Espada, which are numbered, well, 1 through 10. The higher the number, the stronger they are. But once you hit 11 is when the scaling system just turns into the order they were born in. So the 11th one isn't the 11th strongest, he was just the first one born after the Espadas were created. That's all that basically means. And
he is pathetic and weak.
Speaking of an Espada, we meet Espada 6 here, or Grimmjow, the other one who I'm sure everyone has seen. He's even in Jump Force.
Yeah, and both him and Ukiura were in the Bound arc. Damn it.
Yeah, those fucking post-credits artworks and or post-opening things. Yeah, so Grimmjow is voiced by David Vincent, and I believe this might have been the role that kind of catapulted his voice acting career, because it was after this he was in just about everything around this time.
What's a Blaze Blue?
Yeah, Jin in Blaze Blue, Gilgamesh in the Fate franchise. Then he's Ben in Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Hello, human.
And he's not happy with Ukiura's report, because Ukiura states, you wanted me to go there to see if there's anyone that could harm us or be a danger to your plans. No, I don't think so. Ichigo's too weak, he's not worth killing. And Grimmjow's like, yeah, Grimmjow's going on, you're a soft bitch! And Ukiura says, you don't understand. He's not worth killing yet. Aizen's worried about his potential of what he could turn into, not what he is now. And that if Ichigo's swallowed up by his hollow, he might be able to be recruited to our side or something. Which, I'm sure that'll definitely happen, right? Maybe.
Yes.
Grimmjow, not satisfied with this, is plotting something to himself. I wonder if this will go anywhere. Oh, and also, during the Ukiura incident, we did see Orihime healing Chad in the background, and Ukiura was intrigued by her ability. This will also be very important later on.
Especially according to the opening.
That hasn't happened yet. But now, it's time to see where everyone's going to be staying in the world of the living. So, Hitsugai and Rangiku, go mooch off Orihime.
But since Ichigai as well himself, he just hangs out on the roof.
Yep. Renji goes to Urahara's shop, and they were, wait, you're gonna mooch off him again? Really? Another reference to the Bound arc. Rukia makes up a hilarious story to Ichigo's dad and Yuzu about how she has no home and nowhere to live.
And no food.
So, of course, Ishin being himself is like, that's the saddest story I've ever heard. You can live here. I'll accept you as a third daughter. I mean, the fact that he goes from that to being a super serious, badass Soul Reaper is kind of funny. And, yeah... Yumi, Chika, and Ikaku are like, oh, we got nowhere to go. Let's just wander around aimlessly, I guess.
Just walk around looking for... Well, they're hanging out on top of a rooftop, talking about rice balls.
Yeah, and yeah, Ikaku goes into the convenience store, or he tells the story about how he went in there, and he's like, the woman tells me that they're able to restock the shelves every few hours. That's complete bullshit! There's got to be something at play here. How could they make balls like this full of rice?
They're fast.
Yeah, and Yumichika's like, I'm inclined to agree with you. There must be some conspiracy. What the fuck?
Truly men of intellect.
Well, I mean, they're in the Dozraki squad, so... But it's time for some action, because Grimmjow was mad at Ukiura and Aizen for allowing this to go unchecked or whatever. It's like, I'm gonna take my own Arrancars with me to the world of the living, and we're gonna go fuck people
and this is
up.
where we also establish how how they work. Pretty much any Arrancar that's not numbered 1 through 10 has to be a yes man for anyone higher than them.
Yep. Yeah, I guess it kind of works like squads in a sense, because you do find out some of the Espada have their own attendants that only reply personally to them. But that's getting ahead a bit.
So I guess you could call these Grimmjow's yes men.
Yeah. So I guess we'll run through them. First, we have D-Roy, voiced by Spike Spencer, doing a really weird-ass voice.
But he's the most irrelevant of them.
Then we have Nakin, voiced by JB Blanc again.
Yeah.
Damn it. Fucking... Then we have Edrog, voiced by Bo Billingsley. I don't think he's been anything. I guess he's Old Man Rom and ReZero, and that's probably it. How many people are going to know we're joking about him and that he's actually in a lot of shit? Then we have Xiaolong.
Stick with it.
Xiaolong, voiced by Michael McConaughey. I'm getting over it. I'm getting over it. It's alright. It's alright. And the last one is Ilfort Grant, voiced by Ezra Weiss, if that is how you pronounce his last name. Probably not.
Yeah.
He's Wing in Hunter x Hunter's 2011 dub, Mao in Code Geass, Fugo in JoJo Golden Wind, or Kaname in Vampire Knight. And we also call him Hulk Hogan. No, seriously, he says brother after every sentence. What? Tell me it's not Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
So, they all spread out to find strong spiritual pressures, which is how we're obviously going to get some fight setups. Ichigo and Rukia immediately rush over to Chad, realizing he has no one to protect him. And, yeah, they show up there right before D-Roy gets ready to fight Chad and tell Chad, "Fuck off, man, you're not strong enough," thus leaving Chad's feelings hurt.
Yeah. Fuck his feelings.
Yeah.
He needs some tougher skin. Anyways,
Anyway, Chad's like, "What happened, Ichigo? What happened to me always having your back? I'm having an existential crisis." But back to the fighting.
I'm sure, like, you should hook off the train or something. This is how these things usually go.
Well, Rukia tells Ichigo to step back, just to show him this is what you basically told Chad to do. And then she pulls out her Zanpakuto. Yeah, and this is where we were talking about the movie's continuity being a little finicky. So, we described it before. It uses ice powers. Oh, and I guess we also get to find out Rukia's Gigai. Finally get to talk about this for realsies. Chappie the Rabbit.
Yeah.
It was also Michelle Ruff doing a really high-pitched voice, so at least it's different. And talking in the whole cutesy moe voice, and she beats the hell out of Ichigo.
And breaks his arm.
And Rukia says this is Chappie the Rabbit. This is who was originally supposed to go inside of you, but you got Cone instead. And I love how Ichigo says, "Oh, really? Well, all things considered, I think I'm glad I ended up with Cone."
Well, what could make him possibly say that?
Yeah, and D-Roy's all like, "Don't ignore me, bitch! You know who I am? I'm the superior voice of Shinji from Evangelion."
No, you just got one-shotted. Go away.
Yeah. So, anything inside the circle of ice Rukia creates, even if it's in the sky, because he was flying, can still be frozen over.
Yeah, he's one of those idiots that assumes he knows what how his opponent's abilities work.
Yep. And then Grimmjow shows up, sensing that D-Roy was killed. And we'll get back to that in a minute, because we got other fights to do. Well, first, we got Ikaku's fight. Ikaku and Yumichika stumble upon Keigo. And...
How unfortunate for him.
Yeah, Keigo's like, what is going on? Apparently I could see spirits and shit now, too. Which I guess one could say it might have had something to do with his incident or running with the bounce. If you want to do that, I guess.
If you want to consider the bell an arcane.
I mean, they sure as hell want to. Rukia even explains that she would have had her Soul Reaper powers back sooner if it wasn't for the Bount incident. That is literally dialogue she says.
No, she was talking about how Uhar's defective Gigai.
It is a Gigai.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
she mentions...
Gigai that was sucking out her powers and stuff and preventing her from getting them back because Uhar's an asshole. I mean,
yeah, but remember
really
she said
nice
that she was trying to recover her powers, but then the Bount things threw a wrench into her plans of that.
Yeah. I mean, look how much power she had to waste killing Yoshi twice.
Yeah, well...
Just imagine how dead Yoshi would be if she had her actual soft booked.
That wouldn't even be a fight at that point.
Get one shot in a Ron car, then... Yeah.
Well, Ikaku and Yumichika make the whole thing with Keigo a deal. If they save him from the Arrancars here, which is Edrog, if that's how you pronounce his name, then they have to let him, or he has to let them live there at his place. And this is where we learn Ikaku's backstory. So Ikaku is fighting this Arrancar. It's not going very well, is it? He even promised to cut off his arm and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Which is when Ikaku reveals he has a Bankai. A Bankai with a really, really weird-ass gimmick.
Yeah, it sounds like Ikaku. This is what I'm saying was, I'm pretty sure some of these Bankais are also heavily influenced by their owner.
Yeah, so what the fuck is his Bankai? Like, doesn't he have to do the spins?
It pretty much it's a dragon icon and the guillotine on his back, and the more he slices up his opponent with the blades or himself, then the more it wakes up.
Yeah.
Also, this fight we established that the Arrancars have a release form.
Yep. Okay, so this one's literally called Volcanica, and isn't it just a fire thing?
I mean, it gives him giant arms and stuff, and blah blah blah, and uses fire bad.
Yeah. Well, during this fight, we get Ikaku's backstory, because that's how it works in Shonen. When you're fighting in a near-death battle, that's when you have flashbacks to your past.
Yeah.
And he was always fight-sexual. Which is how he unfortunately ran into Kenpachi. But I guess Yumichika was always with him too, just there for the fuck of it. And hey, Kenpachi makes a comment saying that he had fun fighting Ikaku, even though he nearly killed him. Which means clearly Ikaku, even back then, before he was a Soul Reaper, was more powerful than Maki Ichino say.
Who isn't?
Well, Ikaku promises, after surviving the fight, that he would get stronger in order to surpass Kenpachi. Because Kenpachi says, "Don't tell me to kill you, you idiot. You have something to live for now. You haven't lost until you've died." Which, not sure how that works. Do you think that's how it works in professional sports like boxing, MMA, or wrestling?
Yeah. And then you step on him until he dies.
So, yeah. Ikaku, of course, catches wind that Kenpachi killed the former captain of Squad 11, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna join that squad too."
No. You're glossing over it too much. He killed him in one strike.
I was gonna get to that. But yes, they actually say that. They conveniently leave out the part about Maki Ichino, so they going, "No! What dick am I gonna suck now?"
Yes, really. One strike. How is this guy captain? If even Ichigo, who didn't even have a Bankai yet, put up that much of a fight against him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Kenpachi... Oh yeah, Kenpachi wouldn't have had his eye patch yet, because that was made by research and development. Actually, did he have his eye patch when he fought Ikaku?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, because if he did, that would have been a plot hole.
Not his bells either.
Okay, so they kept that then. Okay, so... Yeah, Ikaku and Yumichika joined Squad 11, and... Renji transferred from Squad 5 to Squad 11 here, and actually trains under Ikaku. And this is when Ikaku basically tells him after a while, he's like, "Alright, I'm not training you anymore, unless you want to be a copy of me for the rest of your life." And that's when it flashes forward to post captains defecting with Aizen. And Renji trying to tell him, you're the only other one with a Bankai! It has to be you! It's not like I have a Bankai and I could transfer to become a captain. We're not talking about me, though.
We both technically want the same thing, but it should be you instead. Because I just want to be the lieutenant.
Yeah...
Actually, saying that out loud sounds kind of stupid.
Yeah, that's even why Ikaku trained Renji in the first place, is because he related to him with Renji wanting to surpass Byakuya to defeat him so he could save Rukia or whatever. Or at least show off to Rukia, I guess, to be more accurate. Back then, she wasn't in real danger. Anyway. Yeah. So Ikaku makes the whole thing of, I'm not telling anyone about my Bankai. The only ones who know about it are you and Yumichika. Because if I had a or if they knew I had a Bankai, they'd never stop bothering me. And I want to stay here in Squad 11, where the fuck it is.
Yeah, that sounds like Ikaku. Actually, speaking of Byakuya, we get during Ruka's fight, we get to establish more of a relationship with him, and why he was really asking her if she got any seat positions.
Yeah, I guess we talk about that real quick. So we were talking about Renji and them. Yeah, the reason Rukia never got a seat position in Squad 13 is because Byakuya used his influence with the higher ups, so she wouldn't be forced to go on dangerous missions. Though too bad Ukitake didn't get the memo, because remember, she went on that mission with Kaien and Ukitake to fight that dangerous Hollow that she could have been killed by. You remember the Hollow, right? The one that impersonated his wife and all that? Yeah. Damn it, Ukitake. I guess it's like, oh, fuck that Byakuya, I'm not listening. But yeah, so that's why Ikaku, didn't tell anyone he had a Bankai. Or you could go with the real reason. Kubo just thought of the Bankai thing for him now, and it just so happened to not contradict any of his earlier plot threads. But hey, we get another counter. Ikaku's able to cut the arm off the Hollow. And doesn't he cut the head off too?
No, the arm and half of the body.
Still counts as an arm. Add it. Yeah, and obviously Ikaku's severely injured and all that. If anyone's wondering how come normal people other than Keigo aren't getting involved in this fight, Yumichika did make a call during this fight to put a whole freeze area in effect, basically where normal people can't get into the area. But now it's time to get to the other fights.
Normies.
Well, we got Renji versus Hulk Hogan. Hitsugaya versus Xiaolong, or Michael McConaughey. Yeah, both said Uhara. Shit. Why are so many VAs with the same first name? Anyway.
Yes.
And Rangiku versus the 80,000th JB Blanc. And... yeah, Renji's actually losing even though he's in Bankai. So is Hitsugaya. Oh, and also the Mod Souls get involved during this fight too to help Renji. Remember guys, that Bound arc, we gotta keep bringing it back just for you people that skipped it.
Except it's one of those scenes you can literally fast forward over and nothing will have changed.
I still think it's hilarious. It's the ultimate way to troll them. Like, huh, you skipped the Bound arc because it's filler? Well, here you go. You should have watched it.
You get more of these assholes and Nova.
Yeah, they try working together again. It doesn't go so well. Oh, and Ururu is malfunctioning, I guess? She keeps repeating the word danger. Yeah, insert you're lost in space memes here. But... and
doomed in space.
Exactly. I mean, Jinta, who finally got his voice back. Yeah, Cindy Robinson again. Is going on about how she's having an adverse reaction to the Arrancars' spiritual pressure. I'm not sure this is ever brought up again, actually.
There's no time for that. Let's focus on the Arrancar.
Yeah, so Ururu, doesn't she beat the shit out of her?
Yeah. Almost chokes him the fuck out.
I mean, it's really silly if you think about it. You got this badass Arrancar who was taking down Renji and his Bankai like it was next to nothing. And then you just have this lolly show up and just choke the shit out of him.
Yeah. Man, that Chalon guy's putting up a fight against...
What?
Him and his against his guy and his Bankai.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, we can now talk about their release forms. So, Fort Grant's release form, or the one Renji's fighting. Can you say it's a giant bull?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ururu forces him to go release form, and that basically seals the end of the fight, for now at least. Did the Michael McConaughey one get a release form?
Yes.
Okay,
so ask what he is.
Go ahead. Yeah, you don't know what he is, do you?
No.
But his name is Xiaolong, so you'd figured he'd be like some sort of Chinese dragon thing or something, I don't know.
I don't know. It's not gonna matter in a few minutes.
Yeah, Hitsugaya in his Bankai state only has 3 flowers left, or flower petals left on it, or whatever. And that's when the Arrancar says, oh, since you're not that old yet, you haven't mastered your Bankai, so clearly when those flower petals run out, that means you'll lose your Bankai completely and go back to normal land. And you'll have no energy left.
Oh,
that
assuming what his powers, how his powers work. Classic Arrancar.
Yeah, so they're obviously on the losing end until they get a call on the Soul Reaper radio telling them go take Haijo as a go. Or Gentei Haijo? I think it's Gentei Haijo.
Gentei, yeah.
Yeah. Basically letting them release their full powers in the world of the living. Because Renji did establish way back during his second fight with Ichigo that Soul Reapers that are lieutenant or higher have restrictions placed on them in the world of the living so they don't damage that world too drastically. And now, without that restriction, they're 5 times stronger. These Arrancars got fucked immediately after that.
They all proceeded to get one-shotted.
I mean, we find out from the JB Blanc thing, their teleportation is called Sonido.
We find out that Renji's Skull Snake can shoot a fireball.
Oh yeah, that too. And it killed the bull. Actually, is this the first time Rangiku uses her Zanpakuto and canon material? You know where she does the Roar Heineko thing?
I mean, she does it off-screen to Isuru. His one loss in canon.
Okay, so now we know that all 3 versions of the Flash Step, or teleportation, Flash Step for Soul Reapers, Hyoden Kyaku for Quincy's, and Sonido for the Arrancars. Which one do you think's the coolest one?
Yes, they're all essentially the same thing. It's just, which sound do you prefer? That's essentially it.
I like the one from the Sonido. I think it actually sounds the coolest. Oh, yeah, and we should mention during this whole incident, Uri was training with his dad in a room made of crystallized reishi or something like that. And he keeps going, what's going on out there? And his dad is like, you're worried about the Soul Reapers. You're not allowed to be.
That's how you used to eat loophole.
Isn't he just dodging arrows?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, what does this have to do with getting my powers back? Shut up, just do it. Oh, okay. Now back to the main event, the Grimmjow fight. So Rukia gets one-shotted. Ichigo goes Bankai, and yeah, doesn't do anything either.
He's wishing he was Rukia over there. He wishes she just got fisted through the chest instead of.
Yeah, Grimmjow beats the fucking shit out of him. he did domestic violence on Ichigo, man. It's not cool.
Yeah. But Ichigo throws a pain at him before Grimjaw leaves. Black gets to go.
Yeah, so... Yeah, Grimjaw makes the meme that he kept quoting, saying, "Is that all there is to your Bankai? Average speed?"
Average speed.
Yeah, because setting up your antags to be really threatening, because it really shows the pecking order between the Espadas and the normal Arrancar. Ichigo and his Bankai, who remember previously, took down Byakuya, and if you want to insert the movie's continuity and the bounds, Cardia twice, because that was Cardia in the movie. I don't care what anyone says. Thou just got fucking dominated like it was nothing.
Only more thing that did significant damage was that Black Getsuga. Huh.
Yeah, and the hollow inside Ichigo is telling him, "Hey, if you switch with me, just rely on my power, we'll do better." And Ichigo goes, "The Black Getsuga is his technique." Damn it,
yep.
Bound Arc! Why did you make him use it the entire time? The only time it worked was during the Cardia fight, but even then, Renji was like, "Black Getsuga."
would have killed him. The reason he's having leave is because
Tosin showed up.
Yeah.
And it's like, "What are you doing? You went against Aizen's orders. He didn't tell you to do this, and because of this, you lost 5 of our Arrancars."
Well, to be fair, he didn't tell him not to do it.
That's the loophole I would have used, actually. So, yeah. Grimjaw tells Ichigo, "You think you could stand up to me even if you could do that technique 100 more times? Bitch, I haven't even released my Zanpakuto."
He didn't even...
He didn't even draw it.
He didn't even draw his Zanpakuto.
Yeah, he was only using his fists on Ichigo, too, the whole time.
Which is his thing anyways.
Yeah.
So how's that arm counter looking?
Well, before we get to that, Grimjaw and Tosin leave, and Renji shows up. "Did you win?" And Ichigo's like, "No, I lost." "You stupid idiot, you're alive. That means you won."
We both know that's not true.
I mean, if you think about it, it is a nice parallel he said this, because that's the same thing Kenpachi told Ikkaku, and we know Ikkaku told Renji. Now we know where he got it from. Oh, speaking of which, Ikkaku during that Arrancar fight did say it's common courtesy to introduce your killer to your opponent. Or the killer to your opponent. So I introduce myself to everyone I fight. And
then he does the not-so-lucky dance.
Renji actually did the same thing when he met Ichigo for the first time, proving that they kept continuity with that, since Renji, again, learned how to fight under Ikkaku. But yeah, so everyone is severely injured and fucked up. Ichigo's emo again because he realizes, "My hollow's taking over. I'm useless against sexy Grimjaw."
Yeah.
And we get back to Wako Mundo.
So back to that arm counter.
Yeah, Grimjaw gets punished by Tosin. Tosin slices his arm off.
Then burns it with a keto.
Yep. And Aizen makes a comment saying, "I'm not mad at you, Grimjaw. I mean, the forces you lost were the lowest of the Gillian class. They were jokes. It's alright, man." And meanwhile, I'm wondering, how did Tosin go blind? Is it as badass as my backstory?
No.
I told you, man. He's on that corner that one night. Got 2 BBCs rammed right through my eyes. It's a true story.
Alright, anyway.
Well, yeah. Now we're back to Ichigo, and he realizes, shit, I might need to go see the Visoreds and join the shitty club, aren't I?
Yeah, but they just sound like edgelords. It's really weird. Oh, wait.
I mean, he gets asked, why don't you go to Urahara? And he says, if Urahara knew something about what's going on to me, he would have said something, which, would he?
Would he?
I mean, he didn't tell you about the whole Hyogyoku thing inside Rukia, and that being the main motivation of why he helped you to go get her. So, just putting it out there. Oh yeah, Ichigo seeks out the Visoreds. And now we get to go over more voices! Yay! Also, the Visoreds live in a warehouse?
Yeah. I thought there were supposed to be some badass edgy lords. They live in a fucking warehouse, rundown warehouse.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so Ichigo goes on, I'm using you, Shinji. I'm not gonna join your club. I'm just gonna get what I need from you and fuck off. Which, that goes about as well as expected. Him and Shinji have a fuck, but then Hiyori shows up to give Ichigo a fuck.
Yeah.
Actually, we should mention, whenever they're in their visored forms and the masks are over their faces, they actually do a really cool effect with the whole dubbing thing. I kind of wonder if that's there in the Weebanese version.
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
I'm sure someone will let us know.
This is Dubster Dive. As we know, the Weebanese isn't canon.
There you go. He said it best. That's the slogan. Weebanese isn't canon. So, yeah. Hiyori beats the shit out of Ichigo, and Ichigo's like, I can't use my abilities. If I do, the more I use them, the more I rely on my Bankai, the more the Hollow will take over. Huh! A way to make over-reliance on Bankai and not seem stupid, Bout Arc.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they have had that be the thing? And then ultimately, when he fought Cardi at the end, he could have gone full Hollow for a time. Yeah, it would have been filler, but it still would have fit in with the thing.
Yeah, and then the Hollow eventually takes over, and he almost kills Hiyori.
How could he do that to Best Girl?
He almost gave her neck a snap.
Yeah, she gets saved though. And Ichigo's like, alright, I see your point, I'll train with you. I understand now. So now let's run through the Visoreds, this deadly, evil organization. Clearly we'll have some edgy people. Which is why the first one we're talking about is named Love.
Yeah, what? Really?
Voiced by Travis Willingham. Oh, we can finally talk about him.
We're gonna be hearing him a lot, guys. Don't worry. This is Bleach. What did you expect?
Well, for anime fans, Troy Mustang from FMA. And FMA Brotherhood, I guess.
No, he is the greatest character from Tiger and Bunny.
Rock Bison? You know, we gotta cover that series at some point.
The character that everyone forgets exists. Oh.
I guess he's Thor now in most of the Marvel shit coming out.
Yeah.
Even in that Anthem Vengers game from last year, Dai loves that game.
Yes. It's just classic Square Enix quality.
Okay, but we gotta talk about the voice he gives Love here. So, he said he's trying to make him sound like smooth, right?
At least that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he comes across like he's trying to make him sound black. And no, before anyone says anything, we're not criticizing that. We're just pointing out it's, like, I don't know.
I mean, that's what those voices do end up sounding like at the end of the day.
I guess. I mean, you could tell Travis is having fun with the role, and I guess that's all that matters. What the hell's Love's gimmick anyway, since all these Visoreds have a gimmick?
Reading manga.
Oh, he's the one that's obsessed with Shonen Jump manga?
Except when I was looking them up, one of the other ones also is too. Well, yeah. I'll tell you when we get to him.
So yeah, that's Love, he's Travis, and that's about all we can say about him for right now. A lot of these Visoreds don't do much for the moment. After him is Rojiro, voiced by Chris Smith. Oh, we can finally talk about him, or G from Street Fighter V.
Right there, on the screen, right in front of you.
He's also Riser Phoenix in DXD. Or Okumura in Persona 5.
He's also Kite in Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, yeah, he's Kite in Hunter x Hunter. There we go. More HXX cameos.
Yeah, he's the other one that also likes manga. So you picked the right one to do next.
Oh, well, there you go. Wait, is he the one with the pink mustache?
No. No, he's not.
Oh.
Force field. That is your hit.
Oh, okay, we'll do him next. So, you mean Hachi?
Hachi.
Okay,
Which is
Hachi.
his nickname.
Yeah, Hachi is voiced by Joe Achman, who was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What, he was janitor in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's a very important character.
Yeah.
He's also Kevin in Digimon Data Squad. Or, you know, he's Johnson in Dirty Doro, which I haven't seen, so
But the most important thing he was in is the movie series, The Swan Princess.
I thought you were going to say Zappelli and JoJo doing a silly accent.
No. I mean, yeah, but no.
He's also Zeno Zoldyck and Hunter x Hunter. Wow, a lot of these people went on to be in Hunter x Hunter. And, yeah, he's kind of doing a weird voice for him. I mean, it works.
He's supposed to be the he's supposed to be the soft-spoken big guy. He also has a pink mustache.
Yeah, and pink hair. It's funny because people online were commenting saying the anime was the first time they saw him colored, and they were not expecting his hair and mustache to be pink. I mean, looking at him, was that the first color that would come to your mind?
And it has a skull and crossbones in black on his head, I think, so I'm pretty sure it's dyed, and, you know, it's going with the whole aesthetic of the Visoreds being edgelords.
Yeah.
But that, also the Chris one before this is, well, dressed like one of those people in the noble attire, or like how you would cosplay as a vampire.
You mean like a Bound?
No.
Oh,
fuck are you wrong
I mean
with
the
you?
Tony one came across like that.
He's not wearing a fucking track jacket. He's not Cordia.
Well, I guess the next one is Mashiro, voiced by Laura Bailey. Yep, we're finally getting the Laura Baileys in this dub.
Yeah.
I mean, she's everyone's top waifu Abby from Last of Us 2. I had to, I'm sorry. But fine, she's Lust at FMA too, I guess. Or Best Girl Maka and Soul Eater. Why isn't that show gotten a remake?
No one's ever heard of it.
Why has Soul Eater not gotten a remake, damn it? Come on. I mean, we're remaking a lot of other weird-ass shit.
Why would you want a remake of Soul Eater not?
Oh. Anyway, okay, so what's Mashiro's gimmick?
She hasn't even... We don't find out till way later.
Yeah, she really hasn't done shit. Anything. Okay.
Her gimmick is having green hair. Yeah, let's go with that.
And it's Laura Bailey, so you already know she's good at voice acting.
I don't know, jumpsuit. That's it.
Well, next one's the last bound Visored we haven't introduced. Someone's gonna punch me for that one, I'm sure. Kensei, voiced by Dave Mallow.
Yeah.
So isn't he Akuma in SF4?
Yes.
Or Irie from the old dub of Higu. Maybe they'll get him back in the new dub! Yeah! They fucking won't, I know they won't.
All decks.
Yeah. Actually, did Kensei even do much?
No.
A lot of these guys don't do much, and I feel that's kind of the thing with the Visoreds. You could probably cut them down to 5 or 6.
Yeah. There's way too many of them. That's a problem.
It doesn't rear its head till a while from now, but we'll get to that way down the line. But yeah. So, Ichigo, tries running on the Super Hiyori trainer. Or a shitty treadmill.
You also missed one.
Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah. I missed the one with the easiest name, Lisa.
Yes, really. And unlike Love, that name was not a name they changed themselves.
Yeah, Love is just a name he goes by because of course he does. But yeah, Lisa is Terra Platt, or I guess Yuri Lowenthal's wife. Fine, Mitsuru from Persona.
I mean, you could go Naruto too, I guess.
Tamari Naruto. The old voice of Vert in the Neptunia franchise. Yuri and Spider-Man the game?
Yeah.
Someone wasn't being subtle with that casting.
It's just a coincidence.
Let's have you voice someone with the same name as your husband. It's not dumb.
It's not weird.
Okay, so what's her gimmick? Did we find out yet either? I mean, she looks at swimsuit catalogs.
That's about it. The only thing we get from them is the for their gimmicks is the clothes they're wearing, but that's not even all that much.
Yeah. But yeah, so Ichigo is running on some shitty ski machine treadmill thing. Because their whole thing is have him waste all of his spiritual pressure and break him down, then build him back up. Except Ichigo's not having it. Hiyori calls him a dumbass a few times. And she calls Shinji a dumbass a few times, which is really cathartic because I think Shinji might be an idiot. And yeah, they just do the fast way. They knock Ichigo out, I guess.
And I'm sure that one weird guy who's a fanboy of Shinji will be mad at you.
I don't hate Shinji, I just think there are times where he's kind of an idiot. So I guess could be par for the course with any Bleach character, really.
Oh man, and we're gonna show why he is really an idiot. But that's later.
Foreshadowing for way far away! Anyway, so yeah, Ichigo's knocked down, and he's gonna have a really cool fight. But first, let's see what the other people are up to. So Ikkaku and Yumitsuka go to Keigo's home, and we meet Keigo's sister. Speaking of a Persona reunion.
Oh, we're here?
Yep, Keigo's sister, Mizuo, is voiced by Erin Fitzgerald, or Chie from Persona. Or I guess the old voice of Noir from Neptunia? Erica from Catherine? I'm sure lots of people weren't into Erica from Catherine.
I mean, if you since you're a Blaze Blue fan, I'm surprised you didn't say Bullet.
Oh, there you go, Bullet from Blaze Blue, who's not in BB Tag, and a lot of people were mad about that one.
Yeah, but those people are weird.
No weirder than we are. Anyway. So, yeah, Keigo's like, you gotta tell them no, don't let them stay here. And she's like, oh, Keigo, I'm so glad you are being a nice brother and letting them stay here with us. And Keigo's freaking the fuck out, not understanding why, until you find out she's got a fetish for bald people.
Do with the mouth. It's they're real subtle about how someone is bald.
I mean, can you disagree? Ikkaku is a very sexy bald man, right up there with Patrick Stewart.
Wait.
What? You heard nothing.
Right.
I mean, this is another role you could tell Erin is having a lot of fun with. Actually, I can't think of a single role where she sounds badass, to be honest.
Although, and her relationship with Yosuke over there is exactly that from P4.
She beats the hell out of Kick all the time.
Exactly, just like Chie does to Yosuke.
I always knew Chie and Junpei would end up together. What?
I mean, most people would be thinking Akihiko if they played the tag
games.
The arena games.
But yeah, so So she agrees to let them stay there and nurses Ikaku back to health. And I love this scene where she's like, so how long are you staying for? You could stay here forever if you want. And he goes, there wouldn't be enough time. She goes, wait, enough time? You mean for love with me?
From marriage?
Oh, don't worry. We'll come back to these people later. They have their own few episodes coming up. Anyway, Chad is training with Renji underground in Udahara's shop, getting the hell beaten out of him by Zabimaru. Zabimaru! Oh, it doesn't have as nice of a ring to it.
No.
Yeah, so Chad is going on about how he needs to get stronger. He doesn't care how much he gets the hell beaten out of him. And Jameson Price slips deep into his normal voice for some of these lines, instead of sounding like old Chad. Guess I'll let it slide, though.
Just what happens when you're a mere replacement.
But
At least he's gonna consistently be Chad for the rest of the series.
oh yeah, we get to the Ichigo versus Hollow Ichigo fight, the climax of this session. And look at that proper build-up, Ichigo needing to deal with his inner demons, literally. It's almost like DMC Devil May Cry when they ripped off this plot point with Hollow Virgil missed the fucking point.
There was a point. You just don't get it. You don't read enough Shakespeare to understand the nuance of that plot.
Actually, one of the SAO games even had Hollow Kirito. Damn it. Like, Bleach isn't even the first one to do the Hollow plot line, you know, where you fight your inner self. Again, I mean, Persona 4 did it
but
too.
Isn't it the first one to make your inner self being albino? With
I believe
black
so,
eyes?
yeah, probably. At least it's the one that would make it mainstream, I'd imagine.
I mean, the one that... I mean, albino, black eyes, white...
Wasn't he weird a white Zangetsu, too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the cloth wrapping around it being black.
Yeah. And they both go Bankai. And they're about to have a fuck. But in the real world, Ichigo's hollow form is going ape shit. So Hachi has to set up barriers, while the Visoreds each take turns holding back the hollow, agreeing that if it gets too crazy, they'll have to kill him. And I think Lisa's the first one to fight him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first time we're technically introduced to them by name.
Yeah, I love how she has, you know, a first normal name Lisa, and then her last name is Japanese as hell. It's like, I'm not going to try and pronounce that.
I mean, it could be Risa.
Yeah, that's true too, actually.
But that sounds silly.
Oh yeah. During this fight, Ichigo and Hollow Ichigo, whatever, Ichigo starts having visions of where he's fighting illusions of people he's fought in the past. First one being Byakuya.
Yeah. Had to get the cameo in somewhere.
Yep. And Byakuya basically giving him the life lesson, stop being afraid, bitch.
Stop being a bitch.
So then Ichigo and Hollow Ichigo continue to fight with Ichigo's Getsuga Tensho not doing anything. Yeah, doesn't Hollow Ichigo block it with his hand? Because he makes a comment about that.
Yeah. You just copied my technique.
I am Zangetsu! It was me the whole time, because we're one and the same!
We'll get back to that way later.
Yeah, so... that's when we get to the second illusion. Ichigo gets another fight with Cardia. Troy Baker's back. Actually, I think it was ad voices earlier, but for reals, he's back. And again, the lesson he gives Ichigo, telling him, don't be afraid to pursue power, you're not going to end up like me, stop being such a bitch, and just go for it. would work if the Bout arc played that up more instead of having it in the last 3 episodes.
Oops.
But I guess as a final hurrah to the Bout arc, it works. Because, yes, this is the last time we see Cardia in the anime. And yes, we know it's Cardia. We just keep calling him Cartia after the Code Realize character because, well, it's silly. It sounds funnier that way. Anyway, of course Ichigo's been fighting for an hour in the real world, and all the Visoreds have gotten a turn. They're like, if it gets back to me again, Lisa says this, I'll have to kill him, won't I? Because every 10 minutes they've been swapping out.
Yeah.
And Ichigo gets the final illusion or vision, Kenpachi, who basically informs Ichigo, you need to rely more on your instinct. Stop thinking so hard about everything. You love to fight like me. Yeah.
This is a harem after all.
A harem of Kenpachi, Grimmjow, Byakuya, Cardia. They all want to fuck Ichigo, man.
Well, not so much Byakuya. But the other ones, yeah.
I mean, he did. Remember, he's like, I'm not gonna go after the other Ryoka. I'll wait for Ichigo to train, because I want to fuck him at Maximumer. But so, he ends up overcoming his inner hollow, and you get lots of crazy JYB during this fight.
They'll say goodbye to him.
And he makes the whole thing about this whole metaphor about Ichigo and him fighting over who's being the king and who's being the horse. Basically, who's a bottom and who's a top in the relationship. I mean, if you break it down like that, it sounds silly. And yeah, he tells Ichigo, if you slip up once, then I'll take back over again. So make sure you retain your dominance over me.
Kinky?
Exactly, now you're getting it. I'm gonna miss you, Inner Hollow Ichigo.
You're just gonna be poorly ripped off by other inferior products.
Hey, Hollow Virgin! Wait a minute. That sounds fucking stupid.
Hollow Kiri. So...
But yeah, so... honestly, this fight is really well handled, I feel. It had the proper build-up to it and everything. And the Bound arc, with it having his hollow taking over him, did actually help strengthen it too, from a narrative point. Though the Black Getsuga... What?
Except for the Black Getsuga fuck-ups.
Yeah, in the Bound arc, every Getsuga he did was black, even though that doesn't work, because only when he's being taken over by the Hollows should it be. So, Ichigo now has control over his Hollow. I'm sure he's happy. But to wrap this up, the last part of this episode is Hitsugaya, Rangiku, and Orihime at her place. They set up a giant TV that lets you talk to people in Soul Society, I guess.
Yeah. The
And
TV's weird though. It said H.A. Maru.
H.A. Maru, I'm in Hitsugaya. Yeah. And they go over what Aizen's true plan is. So, I brought this up when we were watching this, because, alright, hear me out here, this is really fucking dumb of Soul Society.
Yeah.
So the Soul Society has a king known as the Soul King. He basically governs everything and is in his own dimension to be safe. His whole job is, I guess, to maintain balance of all this shit. Alright, whatever. The thing is, Aizen's whole plan is to find the Soul Key, or the Okin, as it's called, in order to get into the Soul King's palace to kill him, to overthrow him. So Yamamoto explains he doesn't know where the Okin is, that The only ones who do are head captains, passed down from one head captain to another. No record of it exists. But a record exists of how to duplicate it and create your own. What? Why? What, in case the head captain loses theirs? Oh shit. H.A. Maru, I'm getting senile here. I don't remember where the Oaken is. Oh, it's alright, head captain. We know how to make another one. Oh, who are you again?
Yes.
Like,
that's a silly name.
Seriously?
Almost as silly as love.
I don't understand. How did Soul Society fuck this up so badly? Meaning,
Yamamoto.
yes, if they had deleted that file of how to duplicate the Oaken, Aizen's whole scheme would be fucked.
Well, no one said Yamamoto was intelligent.
Oh my god. Or Mayuri. Maybe he didn't delete the file because he's a dick.
The file is interesting.
I want to see if I can create my own Oaken. Why? I don't know. Oh. Yeah, speaking of H.A. Maru, he was there when Tosin cut off Grimmjow's arm, and Aizen's like watching as always, like a cuck game. Of course, it's entertaining, Aizen. And that's H.A. Maru's entire thing for now.
You gonna let Tosin spout about his justice silliness? Yes.
Oh yeah, he did go on about how Aizen is justice. Justice! Because justice is blind, and so am I. It's subtle.
Ichino says that you... Anyways.
Oh, yeah, and Orihime, when she asked, like, I should leave, because this is story for shit, Yama was like, no, we'll need the human side of things, too. We should establish Shinji, when Ichigo's like, I don't have time for this slow training, did mention he knows what the Hyogyoku is and about all of Aizen's BS. So, yeah, the Visoreds aren't on the loop, too. We'll find out about how they know everything way later on.
Like a pendulum.
I'm punching you for that one. Anyway. Yeah. And I guess the last thing we see is Yamamoto going, Hey Tsugaya, don't leave just yet. Someone wants to talk to you.
Oh,
and Orihime runs off to tell the other.
Child.
What?
Oh, I said, oh no, it's an unhinged child. Yuzu would have made a better lieutenant.
Yeah. We'll get to that next time, though. That ends with Orihime running off to tell the others about what's going on. And
so we're gonna go on about what the second opening spoils.
Yep, but first, let's talk about what the post-credits things and how one of them kills off Ganju's boar. Yeah, Ganju's boar is dead. Anohana made stew out of it. Or meat.
Yep, killed by the captain of the medical squad.
I mean, some of those are hilarious. Too bad on Hulu you don't really get those for a lot of the episodes.
Yeah.
But okay.
And you also get the Arrancars Encyclopedia by game.
Yep. So, we can finally talk about the openings and endings and OST. So first, go ahead. You're going on about the opening, showing stuff that isn't really,
Okay, so how many episodes? So you already told you what the stuff is. How many episodes away is that?
Okay, without spoiling anything, because we'll go on a massive rant next time. That stuff doesn't happen for like another 15 episodes. Like around episode 140 or so.
Not only that, it spoils what people consider one of the most iconic scenes in the series.
Which we'll get to see probably next time, maybe. But yeah, so we'll have saved our rant on that stupid opening next time.
The rest of the opening just shows nothing. It's just a generic. We're going to show the lineups of all the people, the Soul Society, the
Spada. Yeah.
And Aizen. I mean, I didn't know what the fuck to call them, since it was Aizen's forces.
Oh, and I know someone's gonna bring this up. Yeah, Aizen's basically using the Hyogyoku to strengthen the Arrancars, turning hollows into Arrancars faster. Because they do explain that Arrancars are very few in number, and that normally it takes ages for one to become an Arrancar. But Aizen's speeding up the process.
So yeah, that's right. We got a full lineup of all of them, including the other 7 we weren't even introduced to yet.
Yep, because we only saw silhouettes of them in the meeting room.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably meet them next time. But hey, the OST, we're at the point where it gets really fucking good.
Yeah.
They use a lot of, well, because, you know, what the Arrancars are inspired by, a lot of these songs have Spanish guitars or sound like that.
It's real subtle. I'm off to defeat the Spanish Armada.
Quoting Honda-kun again.
This time it fits.
Well, hey. Honestly, if I had to pick a favorite song from this OST so far, it'd be Quincy's Craft, which plays during Ikaku's fight that doesn't work!
Yeah.
I guess Soundscape to Ardor's alright too.
Please, when do people... please, you're expecting a song named after someone to be played for the first time during their stuff? That's a problem in a lot of shonens, actually.
Yeah, and hey, Senna's theme played during the Hollow Ichigo fight. It's like they realized, people really like this theme. Maybe we should bring it into the anime.
People like that we're using new OST. Who would have thought?
But yeah, I guess that about covers it for now. I mean, the Visoreds had a decent introduction, aside from them going on their evil organization, which I'm just gonna chop up to Urahara being a trolling dick.
That and a little bit of getting ahead of yourself in the writing before you decided what you wanted to do.
Yep.
A lot of authors do that.
It could have ended up a lot worse. He kind of lucked out. He was able to catch himself earlier on. But Hiyori monologuing about how she hates Soul Reapers and humans. The Soul Reapers part, yeah, that can work. But the humans, not seeing it.
They're an short. They hate everybody.
Well, yeah, and the Arrancars honestly have a decent introduction too. Especially with how Grimmjow and his, I guess you call it the Grimmjow squad, were handled. Because they did a good job showing the pecking order of who's in charge, because...
The pecking order, Grimmjow's a threat. We need to have our antag be a threat. Must not be Dragon Ball Super.
Hey, you leave Jiren alone. He's a magnificently written, beautiful butterfly.
Who the fuck is Jiren? Sounds fucking boring.
Well, yeah, so... guess that about does it for now. But next time we get to do episodes 126 to 143, the second half of this first chunk of the Arrancar arc. And I'm gonna miss Ganju. A moment of silence for Ganju's boar.
Oh, he'll just get another one. He had like 10.
Alright. Hope you all enjoyed this.
We'll never hear from Bonnie again.
Join us next time, though, for more Bleach. I mean, it's on Hulu, and yes, the Blu-rays are out there. So the Blu-rays are actually cheaper than it was getting the DVDs back in the day. Don't you love how that works?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But hey, hope you all enjoyed this. So let us know what you thought of this first part of the Arrancars, the Toyota Arrancars arc.
I really like the part where they talk about elephants doing it.
What?
Right?
Anyway, I can't be the only one who thinks them calling it Arrancars sounds silly when said out loud, am I?
You just don't understand.
But yeah, so that was this first part. Arrancars and Visoreds. Join us next time for the second half of this stuff.
The second half starting with a riot.
Oh, can't wait. Anyways, guys, till next time, and if you want to see us on
Learn how to
YouTube...
do openings, you stupid fucks.
Well, please leave a comment and all that if you want. Appreciate it if you watch this on YouTube. Thanks again for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Till next time, guys. Archie Morrow!